Hello and good day everyone. So this is the lesson for our HTML development. It's all about the combining your style sheet, your HTML, and your JavaScript. Okay. So for our objectives is first we will describe what is an inline style, the style sheets terminologies, and what are those kind of different selectors that we are going to use during the CSS formatting. And also we will define JavaScript and applying JavaScript and its function and the other components of it. Okay, so for the style sheet, so it is used to manage and control your style format, no, over the browser. So it can actually change the appearance of each element and to make it more create a so-called special effects and different way to enhance and somehow make over your HTML. No? As you have seen on different a perspective of developing a website or a web page. So HTML is just like what call this one? To illustrate it more, it's just like a skeletal structure of the web page, no? Without any particular format or even applying a different color, or maybe a simple color will do for the HTML, but it will not enhance the so-called format of an HTML. So to do that, so magamit ta sang style sheets para ma-enhance ta ang iyang special effects and also to enhance the appearance of your element. And I think you already know what is an element all about, no? So there are different kinds of applying and defining your cascading style sheets or CSS. So you can put it on the inline style of document, or you can put an external type of rule in applying of the style sheet. So meaning pwede sa sulod mismo sa HTML, or you can do it on the other way around using the rule of giving it more customizable na pwede mo ma-separate ang iyang code from instead of one place alone, no, naka-procedural ang iyang style. So you can do it on a separate style. So that is some of you have an idea on how to do it on your CSS, no? So also to declare the so-called rule, the standard rule of doing the cascading style sheet, so you need to have a selector na gamiton. Dapat meron ka mo selector, then you have the property and the value of its property. Okay, amo na ang property. Ang namin nga property is the property of the browser that can be used during the applying the cascading style sheets, no? So meaning ma-create ka mo isang lain-lain nga mga selector. Ang tanang yung selector nga makita niyo sa CSS nowadays are called a rule of the selector. So all you need to do is to select only what will be the appropriate and convenient on your part na paggamit sang selector. Anyway, we will discuss it one by one, no? So don't forget also that each of the selector contains the beginning of the curly brace, and we have also the end of the curly brace, no, enclosed of it. So meaning the selector, no? And then don't forget always to declare the opening of the selector, and in between, I mean at the end, you need also to declare the end of the selector. So meaning in between the selector, you will be defining or declaring also the different property and value of each selector, depending on the selector that you are doing it. Even me, hindi ko man talang dito sa ulo ang ano, even me, I cannot memorize all of the properties and the values of it. So I'm still, if I'm not familiar with it, so ginaano ko man sa Japon, gina-check ko man sa Google or on any other nga mga resources that can apply the different selector and property of the said CSS. And then don't forget also at the end of the declaration of your property, don't forget to have a semicolon on it. Okay? So basta matapos mong isa ka property and the value, always do your semicolon. Although nag-take effect man siya somehow, but later on if medyo damo ng imo nga mga property and your selector and your value, so somehow ang importance ni semicolon is very essential, no? So dapat be keen on using the semicolon. Okay, kung may ma-miss ka lang sa mga semicolon, somehow it will affect the other property and the values of your cascading style sheets, no? So when we see naman selector, so these are the string that identifies what element or elements the corresponding rule applies to. So meaning all you need to do is to select only the string that can identify your selector. Okay? So actually there are lots of selector nowadays. But during our time, do tatlo lang sila ang ginagamit namon, the element, the class, and the ID selector. So aring mga dugang ni nga mga selector ni since nga nagagamit ita CSS3, no, together with the HTML5 and other nga mga framework like React, jQuery, JSON, and any other nga mga framework and framework and back end of the different web page designing or web development, meaning ga-improve man or ga-evolve man ang iyang mga selector. So one by one may mga example today, so just all need to do is to apply some of them, and I already provided the code. Okay, pero ma-focus ang aton nga nga selector from these three particular selectors, no? The element, the class, and then the ID, no? But we will all go all throughout all of the selector here na gina-mention ko para may idea ka mo ang ginagamit nyo gali is element na siya, class na siya, ID, or even other selectors, no? So we will start with the simple selector or your element selector, ang simple selector naton. When you say element selector or simple selector, so meaning ang gina-refer niya na is the element nga gina-declare mo sa HTML. So example, be H1, you know. So meaning, tanan niya H1, ang H1 siya. Once nga may maska na siya sa HTML nga puro H1, meaning tanan na iyan nga i-inherit niya na ang tanan niya mga color regarding the H1 or header 1. For any element that can imply the element of the HTML. Kung naka-pinally siya, for example, or paragraph, naka-body, or any other element that you are declaring on the selector, so automatically adapt yun natin. Okay, that is simple selector. Okay? Together with the HTML. So, example be, sa aton nga selector natin naring color blue. So let's say to have this one, no? So let's say for example, di na naman mahimo sa natin nga pinaka HTML ta. So let's say let's make it test.html. Okay, and then syempre HTML 5. Okay, and then syempre susunod sa natin nga body. For the meantime, we will use the inline align. Okay. And then, copy on natin copy. Then, paste it here. Right? Ayan. Then, semicolon. Okay. On the body naman, later moving mo. So, this is heading. So meaning kung may H1 kada, kag may nakita man di sa mga body of the element nga H1 nga element tag. Okay? So automatically i-adapt yun na or inherit yun ng color or whatever format that you apply on this style naton. Okay? So when you try to open in the live server, okay, wala siya. Okay? Yan. So that is the beauty of the CSS. Okay? Okay, so for example, nag-P ka naman P, and then you color it red. Example na. Color red. Ay. Color red. Okay? And then you have, for example, paragraph. When you like to save, okay, ito observe, so i-apply na lang. So, kung may ka naman another P naman, no? This is another paragraph, then you save it. So, tanan lang nga mga element nga may letter P, i-apply na kung anong iyang inheritance ng iyang color. So, that's for the HTML and simple selector nito. Okay, so don't forget that. So, medyo basi ma-confuse ka mo. So, kung nag-amo ko mo ni gani, automatically, it is called element selector. Okay? Then, we have the class selector naman. It is preceded by a dot symbol. Okay, amo ning normally makita niyo sa CSS naton. No? May hala ka mo dot ng mga symbol. Okay, example, we have the dot water, dot danger. So, we have color blue and this one, no? So, let's try to apply it on our given example. And so, we have water in blue. And then, we apply the P class. So, you save it. Then, observe. So, kung ano itong iyang yung pang-apply, amo mo lang i-apply niya, syempre. Okay, then, okay, wala ko pa na close ang ako na paragraph. Wait lang.
You too.
Okay? Okay, so that's for the class selector. Yan, at least kabalo ka mo nga ang dot is si class selector. That's why ang iya nga mga attribute class, no? Then there is another one that is your ID. Ang ID selector naman amo ning may hash mark or hash symbol. Okay? ID selector naman niya. Meaning ang attribute naman niya gamiton mo is the ID naman. So example ariyo. We have color red. So we will apply only the hashtag here. Let's say the danger, let's make it the hash symbol. Okay? And then ang danger na class mo man ID. Ayan. So meaning, okay. So kung man ang gamiton mo, same man ang gyapon ang iyang i-apply. So kung i-change mo ang color blue for example into let's make it hashtag 00 EECC. Ayan. So i-apply man lang na gyapon ang iyang na color. Okay. Basta naka-hashtag lang. So, syempre, kung naka-hashtag ka, dapat naka-ID yung mga selector. Okay, that's the difference man lang. Wala naman siyang ibang niya significant. But, always cautious kung anong gamiton niyo. You can use the ID selector, you can use the class selector, or HTML selector, depending on the situation na i-apply ninyo. Meaning, kung mag-HTML selector ka, so make sure lang ang tani mo nga mga element dapat pertaining to the HTML selector tanan or element selector. And then if you want to specify gid ang kada block or kada line of the format ng style. So you can use either a class or you can use the ID selector. That's the difference man lang. Okay? Kung gusto mo ya all, element na. Okay? Next is your universal naman. When you say universal, gagamit ka guys ang asterisk nga symbol, meaning all throughout na nagyapon, though pareho sa sang HTML. However, this one is special because if you apply all using the asterisk symbol, meaning all of the color inside your element will be applied as color as red. That's the no. Although you can overwrite the other selector, but on the day, even though you declare red as your color, but you can still overwrite using class and ID selector. Pwede ka magyapang override. Pero naturally, basta nagambal ka nga asterisk, meaning you are pertaining to the all format, dapat color red tanan, or depende sa inyo gin declare as your universal selector. Gintawag sa universal, meaning all of the color will be pertaining to the, okay? So the next one will be the group selector, okay? If you try to observe, ang group selector are combining the different element on it. Alright, so we have H1, H2, and then the P. Meaning, instead of making it one by one, so you can apply, basta same lang nga format ang inyong gamiton. Okay? When you say same format, for example, isa lang di ka font family ang gamiton nyo. We have Arial. On the other part, Bilain naman. So, you can group actually your selector. So, by grouping it, the operation is ang hinahimo ta. Okay, meaning, ang i-apply lang element ni H1, ni H2, kag ni paragraph. That's the multiple element. Okay? You can do this by copying it, then test it on your HTML here. Kamu na lang bala mag-testing yung mga codes here. Okay, may examples naman tayo. Okay? So, next is your descendant selector. Now, by the word itself, it will get or target the element inside another element. So, example your div with a paragraph. So, inside your div, there is a paragraph on it. Okay? So, meaning, kung mayara ka mga div ni element, automatically, it will locate for the paragraph inside. Okay? So, example, if you have here the, I will just rename some of the properties. So, we have here, for example, we will remove the water, we will make it div space paragraph which is blue. So, meaning, dapat mayara na nada kamaning style. Let's make it number. Kasundan na ng iba para hindi lang. Para simple lang. Okay, so we have div, yung div ta, tapos ang i-target niya na ang may T. Miski wala ni gani ang water. Okay. So when you try to save it, put it in the docu, ayan. So try to observe, ang test water ta is blue. Okay. So gina-target nga ang div nga element sa sulod. And then sa sulod sang div, we have the paragraph. So that is descendant element. Okay? Or you can apply any. The next one will be the child selector naman. So by the word target the children only. Meaning do same lang yapon sa descendant, ang kinalain niya lang is ay skipan yung ibang nga mga element na pertain. For example, may div, tapos may kabi Huwag yung combine mo, div h1, tapos greater than kabi sa key. So, meaning, i-skipan niya to ang h, automatic go directly sa children sang imong div. Okay? So, meaning, kung mayara ka mga sub-children nga letter P, or may element na P or paragraph, automatically apply mo na color. Okay? So, you can try it, no? Test it using this code. Copy paste and then try to see the result. Okay? The next one will be your adjacent siblings naman. Magsiling nga adjacent sibling targets the next sibling naman yun. So, example, Aribe, no? Kung H1 to that, then you have this one. So, meaning dapat may kada H1. Okay. Okay, the body. Kakasanda lang iba yung mga body. So, observe. That is the color. Ayan. So, header, no? Plus ang P. So, meaning, ang kwaon niya lang niya, indirectly, ang P lang. Which is color green. Okay, for header 1. Okay? You can test and ano the code. Dapat. Okay, meaning, H1, pero ang next na, ang P, ang iyagyapon na target is the next siblings. Okay? Although this is the parent, pero ang kwaon niya is the next siblings. Okay? Next is the general siblings naman by the so-called hyphen. Okay, you can apply any of this, copy, then you can test it here. Okay, can mga spaces and then natin. Yan. So, same mo lang yapon niyang orientation. Okay, the other one is the attribute. So, ariya ginagamit niya saya sa mga DOM naman or mga document object ka element naton. No, meaning, ang gina-target niya naman ang mga attributes ng isa ka input type ng text. So, example be, since may input type today, so, magamit ta, I will just copy paste this one. Okay, sorry. I-paste sa. Okay. And then, syempre magamit input type. Hello world. Okay, save. Ngayon, to observe, input type text. So, mayara kada hello world. Ang maning imo nga solid block. Okay? So, kung gusto mo naman yara inyong color, let's say for example, it's color yellow or yellow green. So, once you save it, so nag-change siya. No? You can apply padding. Okay, padding B is 100 or 10px. So, pwede ka na apply. No? So, very easy ka tama. So, the next one will be pseudo class selector naman. It will target the special state. So, commonly, we have hover. And I think you're familiar with the hover, focus, first child, and then the last child. So, normally, ang ginagamit natin is on the hover and then the focus. So, meaning, normally, ara sa mga buttons natin na take effect. So, example, we have the button, then we have hover, background is yellow. So, each and every time that we hover our mouse on a certain button, it will automatically change the color to yellow. Okay, so that's the okay, that's the property of the pseudocode selector. So example, I will copy this one. For demonstration purposes only, so we have button. So syempre, we will have here button click. Oh, sorry. Button click. Okay, so we have here button, then we have here the value, I mean the label on it is click me. Okay, so we have here. Okay, if you try to observe, the hover, you can actually put the padding here if you want. Yeah. So, it's hover. So, pwede ka lang kabutang doon if you want another, mag-same lang siya. So, just, remove the hover. Okay. And then, let's say, for example, you make it yellow green. So, we have here this one. So, very easy. So, ang ginagamit sa subong guys, inline pa lang ha. Di, wala pa tayo gamit sa external. Inline pa lang tayo. Okay. So, next selector would be the pseudo element. So, medyo na siya galing. Kaya ang normal na ginapang gamit hindi guys is the first letter. So, any other part is somehow i-test nyo lang kung ano pa yung ibang available. But for the meantime, ang very common. So, we have the first letter, the after, and then the before. So, normally, ang nga target is provided on a letter alone. No, wala siya negative effect sa ibang mga DOM. But normally, sa mga text normally. So, example, if I want to make the first letter to be on the big one, so let's say P. First example. Okay. Now, after that, we will try to have this one, the P. So, try to observe, ang ating letter on the first letter natin is 30px, no? Ang iyang size. Just for demonstration purpose. But anyway, at least you have an idea of what is the pseudo class all about, or pseudo element all about. Okay, meron ta pseudo class, meron ta pseudo element. Okay, so that's for the different selector. So all you need to do is to somehow experiment on the different selector and choose wisely kung ano ang gamiton yung mga CSS later on, because on the midterm naton nga hands-on activity, hands-on exam, so dapat may na select na kung mga dapat nga mga selector na pamatsyag ninyo na if you think that is very convenient on your part, or it's easy on your part to use it, so amo lang nang gamiton nyo para sa aton yung mga succeeding naton yung mga hands-on activity, but focus only right now on the middle exam. So create na mo dan sa mga styles nyo that pertaining to your selector. Okay, so if you want to have a comment naman with regards to the style, so just mark it on a asterisk, forward slash, then after that the asterisk mark. Do not forget to have an opening, then the end of the mark of your comment. That's how would you create some markings with regards to your comment, just like the same sa any other programming languages. So what are the benefits of the style sheets? Ang benefits niya is very important niya is ma-override niya ang browser nga element. Kahit observe kagin ha, so ma-override ta ang tanan niya mga page layout, mga format and everything of your simple HTML document. Then, syempre, ma-format mo yung page layout. These style sheets can be reused, no? Then, one-time effort. Okay, because one modification will apply to all. Depende sa mga element assembled nga selector nga ganito. So, if you want to have a linking style sheets, so magamit ta guys ang link naton nga element para maka-create kita may style na CSS. Meaning, external na siya nga file. But don't forget, dapat naka-relative sila sa inyong folder. Kung ang folder mo is this one, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, must be in one particular folder alone, naka-relative. Well, okay man lang kung naka-absolute, but somehow ang mga local machine subong, mas prefer nila na gagamit sa relative. So, example, biyang tanan nga mga style na to, ibutang siya sa my style na .css, no? Dire. Tapos, ibutang to sa cut ko na eh. Tapos, syempre, ibutang ko din siya. Okay, so, para convenient na. And then, kapasuntang style tag. So, and then, we will try to have link rel. Okay. Wait lang. Sudo mo ganun. Okay. Link space rel. Then we have here your style.css. Okay. So, then style. We have my style. So, make sure lang na parehas gid ang ilang file name on the link rel nato na. Kay same man lang gyapon ang output with regards to your browser. Okay? So, same man lang gyapon yung result. No? Yan. Pero, ang kinalain lang, kay ma-focus ko lang sa isa ka file. So, if you want to layout, di ka lang makagto sa .css. If you want to add DOM, no, on your HTML document, you can put it here. Okay? So, that's the link style all about. Okay? Then, the next one is your JavaScript. No? I-combine to sa inyong mga CSS and HTML. So, na-discuss na sa HTML. Na-discuss na naman kung paano magamit sa mga selector ni CSS. Kamo na lang yung ma-explore sa iba niya mga property and values of your CSS. Actually, there are lots of properties and values of the CSS. So, kamo na lang mag-explore sa iba niya mga color or mga formatting sang CSS. Okay. So, let's proceed to the JavaScript naman. So, normally, ang JavaScript, guys, is a programming language mainly used to make websites interactive and dynamic. So, it works together with HTML and CSS. So, very simple, but very impactful with regards to your web page designing, especially if you are developing an interactive page. Okay. So, what are the basic syntax of your JavaScript? So, normally, kung gamit kita sa hello world, which is very, katama, ang permit na ginagamit, the console.log hello world. So, when you try to have this on a code, so let's say, for example, dito sa inyo, let's see, dito sa name on sa atin yan, inline tanin na script. Console.log. Okay. Script console.log. hello world. Okay, basta right click. Alright, wait lang. Ito sa dito wala siya effect. Okay, so I changed some of the script. So instead of console.log, I will just use the alert, no? So that it will directly call the alert prompt on the browser. So let's say for example, if you have this, okay, hit observe, so it will display hello world on the prompt. Okay, ito. So that's for the alert. Now, for the simple JavaScript program na to. Okay, so let's proceed to the variable. So JavaScript use different variable declaration such as your let, your cons, and your var. So si var amo ni sang mga old ways namon before to declare variable in JavaScript naton. Okay. Si let naman kag si cons amo ning mga new variable declaration if you want a block of codes, and this one for pertaining to one fixed value alone. So meaning gamiton nyo lang siya if you are retaining the value of one particular result. You can use the let naman for multiple value, no, in one particular block, same with the bar. Okay, so the nice thing about the JavaScript is just like the same on Python. Wala siya guys nagaano gid sang ano no, na hindi siya particular gid sa data type natin. Kung gagamit ka mo float man siya, double, so automatically gina-recognize man. Do interpreter man siya para kay kay Python, no? So example sang let so we have let A is equal to 10, then let B is equal to 5. Okay, so let's try to have this on a certain portion sa inyong code natin. Okay, so we have this copy. Demonstrate ko lang guys kung paano siya i-take effect natin. So instead of console.log, we can say alert para sa prompt na siya natin pag-on. Okay, yes, we have so dito baliwad. Yeah. So 10 plus 5 is 15, and then I think it's 5. 10 minus 5 is 5. 10 minus is 50, and then 10 divided by 5 is 2. Now very error tama. So instead of console.log, I will change it to ano na lang, to alert, para it will go directly to the prompt. Yeah. So that's for the let naman. For the cons naman, very ano siya, very tedious. So if you want to use an array, you can use this one, or you can use an object, you can use also this one. So for the object naton, i-replace na lang ang values sa aton yung script dire. So we have this one. So we will make it alert. Okay, so we have apple, banana, mango. So manang iyang we have with regards to it. Okay. Okay. So, ano ang result niya nga ganun nag-amo niya? So, we have ang atong array sa apple, banana, and orange. But we push the mango. So, meaning si mango proceed sa pinaka-last nga array sa nato niya nga object. So, since ang object natin is an array, so we have here the 0, 1, 2, and then the 3. Naman yung dugang tangan mango. Okay? Simple man guys. No, mga simple lang natin. Mga basic ano. And then, if you want to use an object, okay, you can replace this one. Just like this. Kasi na ganun lang. Sa character format. Then let's make it alert. Ayan. Yan. So object. Wait lang. Okay. So the problem why it says object because actually since we have the cons here, this student is an object, so we need to call the constructor of your cons student. Do pre sa Python nang call ta ang constructor ni init method. So meaning instead of the student alone, so dapat kumbutan kada kung course gyud man ang imong mga kwaon niya na constructor from your object cons student. Okay, so meaning kung magdugang kada another one or let's say student name as your constructor. Okay, no, sorry. So we have name, example. Okay, so contact, then we have John Smith. So meaning before ta ma-use ang aton nga constructor sa sulod ng const student as our object, so we need to call the object student and then the constructor for the course and then the name. Then observe, even though we have the course BSIT, though para sa balagay sa sa aton nga gin-discuss sa Python, we call that one abstraction. So wherein although BSIT ang iyagin butang sa course, but actually we can actually change the detail of the course into context. So meaning this is the back end of it, and this is the front end after the constructor being replaced and hidden by the course sang BSIT. Meaning ginhide si BSIT, in front we use the context as the course of the student. Just like the same concept sa kay abstraction ng method sa kay sa object-oriented programming natin. Okay? Now, the other one will be the bar, ang mga traditional naman na ginagamit sa una. So, so we have the pares ng gyapon guys sa let, no? Na ang kinalain niya lang is let is very straightforward with regards to the value itself. Unlike the var, no? Kailangan mag-specify sang imo nga var just like the let, and then you specify the value of it. Ang kinalain niya lang kaling sang let kay si let kaya makahimo sa block of codes naton, unlike kay var na lines per lines nisang iyang gina-perform. Okay, so that's the content. Then, if you try to test it, so syempre, copy nyo lang, then change all of the console into alert. No? I will just change the constructor of our okay, and then we will change it to alert. Alert, the alert, and alert. Okay, so copy this one, test the program if this is working or not. Anyway, naman guys ang code, so ang imo nyo lang gid is to test if it is working or not. Yan, surname Jonathan 20 and yes. So very very easy lang to understand. Kaya kabalo naman kamo mag Python, kabalo naman kamo mag Java, and at the same time C++. Na? So for the for loop, though same man gyapon guys sa aton nga nga C and C++, C++ and Java. So magamit mo kamo gyapon keyword yung for loop, then the variable itself, then construct the initialization, condition, and iteration. Then don't forget to change the value of the console log into alert na. Okay, so same in Japan, you copy this one, test your program if it is working or not. Okay, save. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5. So meaning starting from 1, then incremented by 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, until ma-reach niya ang equal sa 5. Na? Very easy. 1, 2, plus 2, plus 1, 3. So very easy. Na? Okay. So, the next one will be the while. So, do pares lang gyapon ang concept sa aton nga while sa iba nga programming languages. So, again, you copy and paste and then just change the console log into alert. Okay, so, later, iyan na to siya. I-display to sa aton nga get element natin later on. So, but for the meantime, ikuha on tani ang concept sa aton nga JavaScript on our different approach natin sa programming languages sa Python nyo, sa Java ninyo, kung anong iyang difference para ma-experience nyo ang iyang format and structure. Okay? Next, if you want to have naman sang ginatawag na function greetings. So, let's say for example, we have here the function greet name, then alert, hello, then the name. So, ang name ta ko ang sa kay greet na name naton which is James. So, copy that. Okay. Wait lang. Okay. And then, okay, so we have hello, then James. So, ang function tag in call to sa kay greet name. So, si name naman, kuhauntas naman ang iyang parameter kay James. So, meaning whatever the parameter value of your greet nga function, it will inherit what would be, or it will interface or inherit the value of the name here on your function. Okay. Do para sa Japon Java and Python kay interpreter man ni siya si JavaScript. No? Very easy lang ito. Kaya kainsin din na kamo sa Python, so meaning kainsin din kamo sa JavaScript. Next is we will be applying naman sa DOM or Document Object Model sa aton nga JavaScript. So meaning magamit ta sa mga content, structure, and the style of your JavaScript to make some of the pages to be changed according to its content. So example naton, so sa HTML ta, ano ni, kagang JavaScript naton, ano naman ni. So we'll try to combine. I will copy this one. And then, in your body, where is it? So, paste ko na. So, button click, change text. And then, for the JavaScript, so we have this one. So, we have here the change text, that is the on-click event naton. No, sa inyong bv.net, kagamit ng mga event, no? Mga on-click, double-click, change text, on change. No? So, those are the different kinds of event pertaining to your document object model. Okay, so manin nyo nga mga document around DOM ninyo. So, ang imo lang sang DOM is to make some changes after the page is being clicked. No? That is what you call interactive. Okay, so, change text, we have document. Ang document pertaining to your browser, ay siya. Okay? And then, get element by ID, meaning kwaon niya ang ID sang text. Ay siyang text ta. Get element by ID. Ang ID ta is equal to text. So, meaning, kwaon niyo man ang text. Parehas dapat. Same name on your ID. Then, we have inner HTML, meaning mismo sa sulod sang DOM. Naton. Na? Then, welcome to JavaScript, meaning, ang hello world, i-change niya into welcome to JavaScript DOM. No? So, tama nila. So, nag-change siya. No? Refresh. Change. Refresh. Change. Refresh. Change. So, very katama. Interactive. So, from script natin na writing. So, mga mga hapos lang yung ating gamiton, yung mga get element. Okay? Now, kung gusto to namin siya guys ibutang sa sa aton nga sa external side, all you need to do is to get only the the function inside it, cut, and then makita debug then somehow we use script.js. Okay, and then on the script.js, i-paste siya. Okay, and your HTML naman, si script naton, we will try to have, so we have script is equal to script.js. Okay, the same man ang yapon ng iyang output. So, ang hinihimo talang din separate lang ang file. No? Make sure lang naka compact sila sa isa ka directory ng HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. Okay? So, no, very katama, very easy man lang to understand and very easy to manipulate, no? Because you have an idea on how to do it. Okay? Next is example 2 ta. So, let's say for example, may mo naman red. So, dugangan ta lang guys ang ato niya paragraph. Okay? So, this one. Okay, we have your demo. So, on click is make red. Naton. Okay. Then, ang script, dugangan ta lang itong atong function, no? Okay. So, sinta, sa tuwa ng bilog, click mo yung siya, this paragraph, may mo ulit. Okay? So, refresh. Okay. So, nag-change siya, no? So very interactive because ga-response ang aton nga document object model sa aton nga inner HTML. Okay? Or sa aton nga get element by ID. Okay, next. So we will try to combine CSS, JavaScript, and HTML. Okay, so let's say for example, ang task ta, makata sang interest loan natin. Ang formula ta, SI is equal to P times R times T divided by 100. Okay, meaning ang legend ta, we have SI simple interest, P for principal, rate for R, and T for the time per year. Okay? So meaning, ang sa UI ta na may motor form. So let's try to have pakasuntal niya yung tanang yan ba. Pero ibilin ito ng script ta. Kaya may style na ito. Okay? So makapipaste na ang tanang niya contents ang atin niya. Okay. This one. Okay. And then for the ang style ta, kopyaon ta ng tanan. I-replace na lang itong atin niya previous natin na style. Okay. And then input so i-combine nyo lang from here until here sa my style. And then for the last of our functions, we have function.js. So anyway, ang code dalat naman, all you need to do is to copy it and then paste it properly on the designated files natin. Ayan. Anyway, naka-indicate na kung anong file ang inyong i-paste. No? Okay, so we have this one. So let's say principal. Okay. Let's make it 1,000. Ang interest rate tabi is 3%. Year tabi, intertime per year is 1 year. Calculate. Okay. Simple interest is 30. So yan, na-combine ta ng bilog na na-combine ta ng bilog ng mga lesson natin from HTML previously, ang CSS as our layout and design, and our script or JavaScript for our interactivity with regards to manipulating your document object model. Okay, so study all of the codes here for our hands-on exam next week, no? Ang HTML ta. So I will be giving a simple problem. Dapat may nakamo CSS na na-practicean nyo ng CSS nyo. Okay? And then ang JavaScript na lang ang inyo problemahan kung paano mag-create isa ka para maka-perform kamo sa inyo na simple web app with regards to JavaScript. Okay? So again, try to copy. I mean, not copy anyway. Try to practice your good coding, guys, no, sa atong HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay? So see you on our exam. I think complete naman ang ako ng mga lesson. So all you need to do is to watch all of the pre-recorded video that I provided. So at your most convenient time, hindi man asa guys makaubos ang inyong ng isa ka adlaw. Mga tali sa isa man ang oras. So take time to watch and then somehow analyze all the codes that we have on our slide in our lesson. So see you guys on our hands-on exam. Thank you and good day.